Well, what's going on, guys? I've got a mic on. Hopefully, you can hear us all right. We've got a little bit of an urgent situation. This is Juniper. She's a 7-year-old Mustang mare, and she just got dropped off this morning, in fact. Not halter broke, hadn't been handled. Um, and the gal that brought her over, um, I guess when she went to load her at their place this morning, she tried to jump out of the trailer and cut her face pretty good. Um, I don't know if you could see that over there, but it's not life or death, but it's a pretty uh, pretty bad puncture wound. Looks like it goes through that cheek right there, and my biggest concern, right, flies right now, infection, etc. So, um, again, she's not halter broke, but with all the moisture, all the flies out, everything, I just don't want it to turn into anything nasty. So, I'll give you guys a little rundown on this horse before we start. um, this horse was brought to me by a really nice gal. She called me up, and not to share too much information, but she trained some Mustangs, and really sweet gal. Knows a ton about horses, and I guess was this horse was brought to her to start gentling and handling, and she's had her for 2 months, hadn't been able to get her haltered. Um, and some horses are just like that. So it sounded like she wanted a second pair of eyes, and just bring this horse over to me to help get it haltered, start getting it handled, teach her to pick up her feet, kind of just teach her that humans aren't a bad deal. We're never going to put them in a situation that's going to hurt them, and hopefully just kind of set this horse up for success. So again, today, guys, this is not ideally how I would want to do this necessarily. Usually when we have horses coming in for gentling, haltering, starting, that type of stuff, I'll give them, 5 days, a week, something like that, just to settle in, get their pens clean, fed by me, understand that, we're not danger by any means, and just kind of let them settle in a little bit, help that mind relax. But today's a little bit different. We don't have the luxury to let this horse sit a week. So today, is just kind of the practical standpoint of halter breaking. This horse needs to get haltered and doctored. So I'm going to show you guys kind of how we're going to go about this. And a lot of good halter breaking is just kind of going by feel. It's not necessarily having a formula. I will say I do a lot of halter breaking from horseback, but I would say in recent years I've done the majority of it from the ground. And the reason that is specifically in this round pen being just shy of 50 feet, I don't find a need for a horse very often. If I rope something in here and I go to slide a little rope, the horse is at the end of the round pen. So, it's not like I'm stopping anything or really need that pulling power too much when you're halter breaking. I can do everything around my hip for the most part. The only time I would say in recent years I've liked using a horse is if the horse in here being halter broke needs it for comfort. So that's a good reason to use it. But today we're going to do this from the ground. I just want to see how she is here. Credit to the gal who's been working with this horse, right? She's been giving her some pretty good attention. This horse isn't too worried. I'm just swinging and seeing how this horse is going to handle this here. What do you say, girl? Just trying to keep everything as relaxed for her as we can. You all right? I'm just going to let this horse feel this rope. Try and keep it kind of clean here. And Dylan, if she approaches that gate, just raise your hand. All I'm doing is letting her feel that rope. I'm not pulling her. I'm just bumping. Just like you would a hackmore or halter. Let her relax a little bit here. Good girl, sweetheart. Yeah, no one's mad at you. So she's just realizing that I have a little bit of strength and I can reach out from here. The reason she was standing so quiet right there is because she's used to the trainer, gal that was working with her, getting that close, staying outside her bubble, and then when the trainer approaches the bubble, the horse backs away, right? Or gets a little nervous, or the trainer helps her through it and is able to touch her a little bit, whatever the situation. But she was not prepared that I could reach out that far. And I wanted to kind of use that ignorance a little bit to my advantage. Good. All I'm trying to teach her here is that I can tug her to face up. Start introducing that this rope means something. Very nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. So we caused a direction change right there just by the pressure of that rope. You notice I release just like anything in horse training here. Good. I hate to sound too gimmicky, guys, but this is our horseman rope on our site, bktagbox.com. I don't want this to be an ad, but if you look at the Honda, right, you notice I can't touch this horse. She's not halter broke, but when I release and this tension, or I'm sorry, this slack's on the ground, you can see it's loose around her neck. That is an important reason why I use this rope. Again, this is our horseman, and it comes with this metal Honda on it, which is smoking for halter breaking horses. Sorry for the shameless plug. Here comes the nerves, to be expected. Not going to make you stay. So all I'm trying to do right now is just get a little bit of respect through this rope and understanding. Hi, sweetheart. I know. I know. I'm not mad, girl. Just trying to help here. Just trying to help. She's all right, Dylan. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, girl. Hi. So something that's important to mention about halter breaking, guys, is I've had ones that you get halter broke, in 10 minutes. I've had ones that take 3-4 hours. So it just takes what it takes. Also, considering I don't have any expectations, but considering this horse, she's been working with her for about 2 months to get her haltered. She might take a little bit longer, but that's all right. We got to get her haltered today. And we'll take our time with it. Good girl, sweetheart. Dang horse over there playing with the drain. Come on now. Brava did it?
Yep.
Classic. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, sweetheart. So she was expecting me to give her a treat right there. I guess the... Okay, guys, we're back. I'm getting the feeling that she's going to let me touch her shoulder for the first time here in a moment, so I wanted to turn the camera back on for this. We've probably been, what do you think, maybe another half hour, something like that, since we shut the camera off.
Yep.
So I'll show you where we are so far. I've gotten her to where we can just about come up here. Get her to sniff a few pets. I've gotten to where we can disengage this hind with the rope. Very nice. Very, very nice. She's starting to follow that field really softly, which is beautiful. And then now really what I want to see is if she'll let me get behind this eye and touch her shoulder. And all I'm doing here is when she shies away, just kind of bump the lead rope for a moment. And I'll keep moving my body to stay in that balance point with her to keep her still. I mean, look at the change since we turned the camera off though, guys. I'm sure you can tell. I was about a few millimeters away from her there. crown pen needs a facelift soon anyway. I'm going to disengage your tip. Good enough. Touched her again there. Notice I'm always giving back, right? I'm never holding on this horse. Never forcing her to stand here. I let her kind of bump into the pressure and then come back. Touching her for a third time there. I'm just kind of waiting for her reactions to settle down a little bit. is actually better, even though you guys may not be able to tell. She's one, just getting a lot better with me being that close, and two, is a lot calmer with the approach and just a little bit slightly better reaction when I touch her. So we're just going to keep progressing with that. Keep working my hand up higher, touching the withers, touching the neck. We'll cut the camera again, and as we got some more progress here in another half hour or something, we'll come back. So good deal, man. We're back, guys. I had Dylan just go grab the phone and record a little bit here. We're probably an hour in since we last cut. This is just how long it takes sometimes. But right now I am able to get her pet just a little bit on that shoulder, fairly relaxed. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys where we are, and then we'll probably cut again and make some progress and start filming once we get to somewhere that's kind of memorable, just so this video is not 3-4 hours long. And all I'm doing here is I'm just floating along with her, not holding her here. You can see my left hand's open. If I need to, I'll close it and bump her towards me. Do it right here. Girl. Girl. So you can kind of sense when they want to stand for you. Yeah, sweetheart. Oh, real quick, one thing that's important to mention, I was able to doctor this cut just a little bit when we shut the camera off. I had Dylan grab me some Vetricin, sprayed it out as good as I could, obviously. I mean, she's not gentled yet. And then just was able to squirt a little silver spray on from a little bit further back. So thankfully, we at least got that on this wound right now, just to kind of keep the flies out and keep it as clean as we can right now. But it's a pretty deep puncture wound. Not the end of the world, but you know, in the spirit of keeping every horse we work with and have here in good health and best condition as possible, you know, we just want to make sure that we get that taken care of. So something important to mention, but pretty neat. We were able to stay close enough, get close enough to be able to doctor that at least a little bit right now. So I'm just going to ease up here a little bit. So that was me just petting her right there. I got you. That's me just petting her a few times. And again, I'm working on the shoulder, scapula, kind of base of the neck area, just because I'll turn her so you guys can see a little more. Working on that area just because that's where I'm going to need to be to get a halter on. She's got to be okay with me behind that eye. Good. 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 That was a few pets right there. This is me just being fairly gentle with her here. Good. Very nice. Like I've said, guys, you know, we wouldn't typically do this all on our first day, but keeping in mind, just trying to make sure that she's healthy and that this wound gets doctored up correctly. I want to make sure that we get her handleable and, you know, as good as we can so that we're able to get that doctored up good. So that's really beautiful. That's good, ain't it, Dylan? We'll probably cut there for a moment, guys, and keep kind of progressing, and we'll grab the camera when we start making some more headway. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Hey guys, we're back here. We're probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes since we last stopped filming. She's starting to come around a little bit here pretty good. So I've got my halter just daisy chained. It's not tied to my belt. I just got the tail right through my belt there just to hold it. Reason being is what I'm going to do is and this depends on the horse how I do this. This horse in particular, I think the best way to do this is I'm going to try and put this tail a little soft. Put this tail up the right side of the neck. We'll see, this plan can change, but that's what I'm leaning towards, getting around the neck, tying it, and then pulling up in front of the face. So this can change. I don't want the tail dragging all over the ground. I can avoid that. Show you guys something I'll do when I do this from the ground. One, I'm going to get her a little bit out of this muck here. So at this point I have to ditch my rope. Try and keep it organized in the center as much as I can. Basically what I'm going to do is try and keep my rope separate and organized while I work the halter onto her. So the beginning stage here, I just got to get her okay with this halter touching her. So again, I'm just trying to keep my rope organized in the center here. I taught her to thump in this lead rope. we can follow, right? Probably to some degree how to swing that hip out as best we can. Try and keep all this organized here. So I'm basically just going to keep doing this until the horse is okay with me rubbing this halter tail on her. Then I'm either going to try and work it up from the right side of the neck, the other side, like that, and then try and grab it above her neck and tie it. So I'll keep working on this. I think we'll take a break from filming, and when we get some more progress, we'll start filming again, guys. Okay guys, we're back. I'm sharing a lot of tips and tricks today. One of which is the way I'll usually do this is just grab the stiffest halter I have. But all my halters are really burn out, real soft. The way I like to do this is I like to come up the right side of the horse's neck like I was talking about, the halter tail, grab it, tie it, and come over the nose. But these are all soft, so what I'm doing here is I am taking a piece of tie wire, rebar wire, that Dylan was nice enough to cut for me, and I'm wrapping it around my tail so that I can get up that right side of this horse's neck with the stiff tail, right? Because if it's floppy, it's just, I'm trying to feed it up, and it's just folding over like that. I'm never going to be able to get it over clean. But with the stiff tail, some wire around it, it'll stand up like that. I'll basically be able to snake it over that horse's neck. Back over to me. That's the plan, at least. Not wrap this too much so it's easy to get off. Okay. Try this here. Drop my loop side of my halter. Pull too much motion. You can see how this process kind of works. I'm going to curve this. Again, I'm trying not to hold it here. And I'm letting it run into that pressure and giving it back. Okay? Hopefully these mics are working. Close.
Mm-hmm.
Close. That worked really nicely.
Heck yeah.
Really nicely. I'll lower this just a tick here. So I've got just enough tail I can tie. You guys can see why I've got that lead rope and a daisy chain. Keep it from dragging and scaring her there. It's almost like I've done this 3 times. It's kind of an unconventional way with the wire, but working all right. Horsemanship is about problem solving. I would say this is a pretty good example of that. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. It's already comfy. Yeah, okay. Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, there it is.
Again. So, what was wrong there? My daisy chain's tied too tight. Just a tick too tight. I ran out of slack there. I had to drop that. Just so if you guys saw that. Maybe we'll just tie a little hitch here. Double it up. Give me a little bit more room to work with. Still should be plenty to keep it off the ground there. Yeah, this is the challenge here. I gotta give myself enough to tie with. It's gotta have enough rigidity. I can get it around the neck. One thing that's important to note, well, we'll cover it in a second, guys. It'll be a bit of a side note. You can see how much she's coming along up here, which is pretty nice. let snakes fall over me. Come here. So if you guys do this, remember to try and keep that rope organized in the center, just so you don't have a mess waiting to happen. Oh. Sorry about this. Big improvements. Big improvements. Oh, she ain't nothing. Oops. You guys can tell how tricky this is, right? This takes a lot of finesse here. He's working with explosive devices. Yep. Why do I tie it first? That I don't have to reset every time, right? That's why I don't go over the nose first. That's my go-to right there. Looks ridiculous, but I can just come back here and go back to work. That makes sense, Dylan?
Mm-hmm.
So, it's different on every horse, but this is a kind of one way to go about this, especially if they're going to be touchy. The challenge with this is this horse has got a pretty big head, so we'll see if this halter's big enough to reach. But as always, if we need to adjust something, adjust our game plan, we can do that. So one thing I am going to do, you can tell, can you see from there, Dylan? I'm on the back side of the rope. I need to be on the front side of the rope. Okay? That was my mistake. If we got to redo this, we got to redo it. Not a big deal. Horse has got to get good with it.
Gotcha.
Allow me to get that halter a little bit further up there. Watch yourself, girl. She doesn't like it around her ears. If we had a little bit bigger halter right now, we'd be money. See that? A little small.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow, girl.
I think the blue is the biggest one we got though, right?
I think so. Hey, relax, girl. She's just getting comfortable and stuff up around those ears. That's all. Excuse me. I'm not going to get upset, but her having a disregard for human space is a big deal. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Yeah. I have grown. Close one. This halter is just big, dude. We'd be money. What we could do, we could get a piece of rope and lengthen it. We should do that. There should be a piece of cotton rope, Dylan. We can cut for now.
Cut now.
Well, we're back, guys. I had to make some adjustments here. But in a nutshell, my halter's just a little touch small for this horse's head. So I just got a piece of cotton rope, lengthened it. What I'm going to do here is start the process of this. Just like that. And what I'll do is this piece of cotton out here. halter on her now. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take the wire off here, make sure that's all clean, and we'll go ahead and take this rope off. We'll call the vet out, and potentially I'm going to check out this one a little closer, but definitely looks like it needs a vet in my opinion. But yeah, I'll talk to the vet, see what they think, and put together a game plan for that now that we can kind of touch her and have at least kind of a basic handle on her. But yeah, let me go ahead and start working this off here. I'm going to give some of this to you real quick here, Dylan. You can cut, we'll just do another clip here in a second.
Cutting now.
Well, hey guys, we're back. Just got the halter on. Got that wire taken off my tail here. I'm just going to snug this up just a pinch. And I'm going to go ahead and untie this rope. And I'm going to take the rope off her neck. There, and we've got it haltered. So just going to swing the hip around both directions here. Very nice. Very nice. Long way to go. My experience when you halter break horses that, especially on the older side, is you'll have to come back for, I wouldn't say quite a while, but fairly consistently. We're probably going to have to rope her, I would guess, for the next few weeks, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that, and then halter her because they still have a lot of that try, a lot of that instinct that they've, used to survive over 7 years. And that doesn't go away in one day. But having really good, impactful wins today, and helping her understand. I mean, you can see the difference. This horse has no doubt in her mind, at least right now, that we are not going to put her in a situation that's going to hurt her. We're here to help her. We're here to doctor that cut is a big thing, and get her gentled and help her understand that she can have a good experience with humans. So this, real quick to finish on, is going to be the first time that we touch this right side. She handles that really, really nicely. I'm not going to expect too much today, right? We just went through a pretty long halter breaking experience, and we want to get that cut taken care of first and foremost. So I would say overall, just for everybody's information, I would say, how long do you think that was, Dylan? 3 hours?
3-ish, yeah,
Yeah.
a little over, give or take.
Somewhere around 3 hours to halter break this horse, and that's just how long it takes sometimes. You know, you got to be consistent, you got to be fair, and you got to be the best horseman you can be for 3 hours. So it's not an easy job by any means, but you know, it's not complex. You just have to you know, make it a point to be a good horseman and be consistent and be fair. So we'll keep you posted on this girl, her progress, and as always, guys, if you don't subscribe already, click subscribe, click like. We really appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.